Hi everyone, my name is Gabriel, Alao. I've been a developer for about 6 to 12 years now, moving from different.
You can have to speak much louder.
Okay. All right.
It's pointed. It doesn't. It's pointed.
Okay. Is that clear now? So I've been working with mostly PHP, CMS, and other frameworks that has to do with PHP, MySQL, and JavaScript. So I'll be talking about WooCommerce security, shipping, and payment integration, but I'll make this kind of more customized to my experience over some years. So the most important thing that I went through throughout my development years is that e-commerce itself as a process is something that every developer or every e-commerce enthusiast should know how to work around the process itself. It starts from product to product configurations to shipping into payment, and then the follow-up, which is the customer feedback after the product is sold. So how does why WooCommerce? Of course, there's conversation going on about Shopify and WooCommerce and why do we have to use Shopify instead of WooCommerce and the restrictions for both platforms. Talking about Shopify for a little brief, I'll talk about Shopify has over 100 secure payment options, which is something that is kind of hard to find when you look at WooCommerce. Better security, transaction fees is a little bit on the high for Shopify. And then Shopify has abandoned cart recovery. But I'll be focusing on WooCommerce. WooCommerce has limitless customizations, which is why I love WooCommerce as a person. And the SEO is powerful. The URL structures are well defined, outlined from the WordPress core itself. You can look further into that and find more information about WooCommerce, and search engine optimization is really the best when you're looking at a product that needs strong search engine optimization from the scratch. There is no transaction fee. The WooCommerce itself do not charge transaction fee like Shopify. The fees are attached to the payment gateway that you use. That's where you incur the fee where you're working with WooCommerce. There's an inbuilt blogging. As we all know, WordPress is known for blogging, and WooCommerce has a plugin into WordPress that brings the e-commerce feature into WordPress, makes it easy to have an inbuilt blogging platform already in your WooCommerce store. Then I'll go through the shipping methods. A couple of plugins that I've worked with that has to do with shipping for WooCommerce. Based on experience in different business domain, in different ideology about shipping and customers' reaction or customers' interaction with our shipping methods, which cut across cost, it cuts across the weight of the product that's been sold in the store, the distance, the shipping address, and then the cost, like I said earlier on. So there is a flat rate shipping, which is a free shipping method in WooCommerce that allows you to define a standard rate per item, per shipping class, or per order. And there's a flat rate shipping that works with product shipping classes, which had more power and flexibility. This means if a store sells about 2 different products, which has a huge price range difference. Say a store sells a pair of sneakers for $23, and then the same store sells a laptop for $2,000. You might want to have the laptop for $2,000 shipped for free, and you want the sneakers to be not free. Maybe you want to fix a shipping rate for the sneakers, which should be around $2 or $3 to entice the customer to buy the sneakers. And because no customer want to pay more than the price of the product to ship the product. So that's one of the beauty of WooCommerce right there. The shipping classes are used to define a ship rate for a group of products in the same class. Example, say you offer 2 types of product, like I said, which price range. Product A costs between 1,000 and 5,000. Product B costs 237. With shipping class, you can offer free shipping for product A and have a fixed rate of 2.50 for product B. Of course, no customer want to pay high shipping. So, but if you sell multiple products with different price range and shipping option, this is the best way to run things. I have an image here that gives us a brief overview about the shipping zone, zone name, zone regions, shipping methods, and other customization like free shipping, shipping classes, and shipping options right there. You know, WooCommerce, everything has to do with plugin and themes. You know, we have to, it's just like you have the core, and then you have the plugins, and then you have the themes. You have the themes that make the whole platform work for everyone. Best shipping plugins I've worked with. I've worked with FedEx shipping plugin with print label. There's a lot of plugins that do not offer label printing, and label printing is one of the important aspects of WooCommerce for when you're looking to get that experience Shopify provides. Shopify have everything that you need to run the store in there, but we can build WooCommerce and make it work the way Shopify works. If we work with the right plugins, we can have the same experience that we will have with Shopify. So FedEx shipping plugin with print label. If you're looking for a complete end-to-end shipping plugin, this is dedicated to FedEx shipment, then you should go for this plugin. It has several features that you need to manage your orders, and you can manually adjust the shipping rate based on your business strategies. Also comes with a return label generator. That's very important. You know, you don't have to worry about the return label. Work with this plugin. The return label can be printed at a click from the dashboard. The second plugin that I've worked with is the WooCommerce Table Rate Shipping Pro. The idea of the Table Rate Shipping Pro flexibility can be taken from its vast functionality. The plugin can easily achieve some of the most difficult business scenarios. You can configure the shipping rate based on weight of the shipment. In some cases, every additional item needs to be charged a fixed amount. For example, charging 5 for a price up to 2 LBS. After that, an additional $1 is charged for items per LBS. You know, I work with multiple clients who actually run a big complex business model when it comes to shipping and pricing. So I work with these two plugins to actually provide solutions to their business strategies. You can calculate total items in the cart and per unit item per the cart, and this way shop owner can price his item like 2,000 for 5 phone. Every additional phone, a fixed 300 is charged. So WooCommerce Table Rate Shipping Pro will give you all this flexibility. If you're looking for flexibility in terms of shipping, you should look into Further Shipping plugin with print label and WooCommerce Table Rate Shipping Pro. The cycle is not complete without the payment method. It's a very important part of the e-commerce process. I would advise that we put into consideration the security, the cost, payment method for the customers, the ease of use to determine the best payment option for a WooCommerce store. There are many e-commerce platforms out there, of course, but WordPress and WooCommerce are the premier platform to build an online store. There are also loads of WooCommerce payment gateway that let you accept customer payment, but all have limitations, but I have put together the best ones I've worked with over 5 years. It gets a little bit tricky when I look into PayPal. PayPal will always give that security and confidence that the store owner wants, but on the customer side, the shopping experience is a little bit tricky because of PayPal checkout UI. It gets complex when the client will see pay with PayPal and then pay with debit or credit card. Most of the time they abandon the card, like, I don't have a PayPal account, I don't want to create a PayPal account. If you cannot accept credit card, I'm just leaving this card. So, but if you look deeper into PayPal down the years, they were able to overcome their limitations by providing the Pro plugin, which will allow us to embed the frame, the debit card and credit card processing frame into the checkout page. And with Braintree, that is also possible. So PayPal security is second to none, both for localized payment and international payment. PayPal reduces the number of chargebacks and also lets you print shipping label from the PayPal dashboard. PayPal transaction fee is reasonable for the services they provide. These are, of course, my own experience over some years working with WooCommerce. Then I have the Stripe. Stripe as Apple Pay and Android Pay also offers recurring billing. Stripe is mostly the clients I've worked with. Stripe is preferred by customers who do not really, who feel like, oh, I need to buy this item and just get, I don't really want to look deeper into how easy it is or what other vulnerabilities that might come along down the line. But Stripe is good, and Stripe refunds the fee to your customer when they refund purchase from the dashboard, so you can easily make your refund from Stripe dashboard, which is a good thing. And I'll look into breaking this down a bit. The payment plugin, we still need the plugin to implement all these good features of PayPal and Stripe. So with the right plugin from PayPal and Stripe, configurations are easy. Of course, it's easy to configure if you're working with the right plugin. They've developed their user experience and it's kind of easy to set these plugins up into your WooCommerce store. WooCommerce PayPal provided by Braintree Payment Gateway. We have this plugin provide easy integration of PayPal, credit card, and debit card via Braintree Payment Gateway. The transactions are carried out on PayPal servers, so you don't have to worry about the security of the transaction. It's all done on PayPal servers, and they are PCI compliant, and you just don't have to worry about any of the vulnerability that can come along using this plugin. Then PayPal. This plugin allows you to sell your product safely using hosted files, hosted fields. Little iframes hosted on PayPal server that fit inside the checkout form elements and produce a secure means for your customers to enter their card information, which in turn helps you achieve customers' trust. Most customers want to make sure that you have your payment all figured out, and they don't want to see any error or redundancy at that page, because that's the most important page when you're looking at the whole e-commerce process. You want them to make the payment. Without the payment, the process is not completed. Stripe accepts Apple Pay and Android Pay, also offering recurring billing. Stripe refunds the fee to your customer when you refund the purchase from the dashboard. The reason why I like to work with Stripe lately is because of the mobile payment features, the Apple Pay and the Android Pay. Because most shopping experiences happens on the mobile devices now, we all know that. So we all want to make sure that we have that flexibility, and we want the customer to be able to check out with their Apple Pay and Android Pay. And for recurring billing, like if you're selling subscription plans on your WooCommerce store, Stripe will take care of the recurring billing for you. Security methods. A lot of people down over the years, I've met a lot of developers, like .NET developers. They always criticize PHP, like, why are you working with a technology that's vulnerable? But my answer is just simple. If you know how to lock your door and secure your access, you should not be afraid of vulnerability. But if you think that, your door, you're not sure about what you have as your security means, you can panic about, PHP, maybe I'll be subjected to attack. I'll look at this slide talking about security. There are two ways that I've been working with most PHP framework and platforms like Joomla, WordPress, PrestaShop, Magento, OpenCart. And there's always a directory to your admin. We all know that. And that is where you want to keep away from the bad guys, your admin. And most of this PHP platform will always put the admin on / administrator / wp-admin. It's easy for anybody to look that up and know where your admin folder is. So best way is change your admin folder, change the name. So even if somebody's trying to look up your admin area, they will not get to it. Of course, WooCommerce is WooCommerce secure? Yes, comes with a maintenance price though. You must update all your plugins and including the WordPress core. There is a lot of people or store clients still running the old WordPress CMS, and if people are still doing that is at a high risk. If you kind of update your WordPress core and your plugin and your themes are out of date, it puts you in a place where you have to worry about security. It really does. And there are two types of plugin and themes, as we all know. But if you are conscious about security, the first thing is you should not use free plugins or themes, because that's how the bad guys get into your server. Once you install the plugin, you install everything they need to get into your server or your file. So make sure you don't use free plugins or free themes. And if you, I know, of course, I've used free themes and plugins most of the time, but my check is this: if you develop a plugin and it's free, 100% free, there's no trial version, there's no pro, I'm going to question it. Like, how do you want to, make your money? I'm not saying every free plugin will come with a backdoor or something, but it's just a check. So if a plugin has a pro version and a trial version, I will work with that. I'll feel like, okay, if I want more, then I'll upgrade to the pro version. I'll get all the security that I wanted. I use premium themes and plugins. The WordPress core is extremely secure. I want everybody to know that the WordPress core is extremely secure. However, things start getting hairy with outside influences from plugin, themes, and human. So we need to make sure that we have the plugin, the themes, and the core files all updated at every time. So that's the number one thing to do in terms of security. The secondly, we have security plugins. They are plugins specially designed to secure your WordPress core. And I'll talk about that in the next slide. That choose a reputable hosting. Pardon my typo here. Choose a reputed hosting. That means I feel everything that has to do with security starts from the hosting. WordPress has specialized hosting that are tested over the years that you can work with. And choosing the best hosting is one thing to consider. One of the security plugins that I've worked with is also called All-in-One WordPress Security Firewall. It's a plugin that will help you to build the firewall for your WooCommerce or your WordPress. It's all-in-one, just like the name. And another method is limit the brute force login attempt. This is a free feature in WordPress. When you go to settings, you can see how to set and limit the number of attempt logins, number of failed attempt login before you log the store. Maybe 1 or 2 is fine. Depends on your culture about security. The third means a way to secure your WooCommerce store is, I've talked about change admin URL and use a valid SSL. I would not visit this site with no SSL. Personally, I would not. Check and adjust the settings of your FTP directories. Like you can, adjust your FTP, your directory, the settings of your directory with FTP by restricting the read and write access to your folders. And learn how to safely update your site and create backups. There are a couple of plugins for backups as well that can keep regular backup of your site for you, like Jetpack. can also have a backup service subscribe to from your hosting company. GoDaddy has a good backup feature in their hosting. If you go to your cPanel, you can have your website, your WooCommerce backed up maybe every day. Keep a copy of your database and a copy of your CMS. So if anything goes wrong anytime with the click, you can have your site back on. Looking at security plugin, this is just the two plugins that I've worked with. You know, I know there are several of them out there. Jetpack says, rest easy with daily automatic content backup and a 30-day archive with unlimited space, all fully customized for WordPress. Jetpack is good. I would recommend but you know, you can look further into Jetpack and see what they offer in terms of security. And essential security and performance for WordPress apps with backups and restoration in cases of attack. Like Jetpack will let you restore your files, your website in a click if you have Jetpack installed. Another security plugin is Sucuri.net. It's a great WordPress plugin. They offer security activities, auditing, file integrity monitoring, remote malware scanning, blacklist monitoring, effective security admin, post-attack security action, security notification, and even website firewall for a premium. The reason why I'm talking about Sucuri is because security also has to do with your response time. You need notifications to know when there's something going wrong. I'm sure we're not always going to be on the computer 24/7 looking at all the websites, which one is vulnerable, which one is not. But Sucuri will give you an alert, a notification with time that will prompt you to look at your files and see what's going on with your website. Chargebacks. Well, since inception of e-commerce, that's the inception of chargebacks as well. When I use my money to pay and I don't get the value of the services that I paid for, I want my money back. Or if I lose my debit card or my credit card and the bad guys have it and they shop on your store, I'll call my bank to get my money back. So it always falls back to the merchant. It always falls back to the merchant. So, and we as a developer that work with the client, we need to let them understand that this is something that we cannot avoid. It's part of the e-commerce process. So we have to define a way to prevent or minimize it. I would say minimize it, but it's possible we can also prevent chargeback down the line if we follow the right method that works for a particular type of business. Because chargebacks and security are most time customized to a business model. There's a business model with a pattern of chargeback. It's not the same for every business model. Common sense, how to prevent, minimize chargeback. You look at the common sense, simple things to do, easy. Do not set payment method to direct capture. Capture payment method manually, if possible. If possible. If you capture your payment manually, give you a time to review the transaction itself before you capture your payment. And verify transactions and look for patterns before capturing payment. If you sell a product for $50 and there goes a order comes in for 100 pieces of the same product, that's common sense to check that transaction over again. It's easy. Why is somebody ordering 50 pieces of an iPhone if you're not selling if you're not a wholesaler? So that's something that you can easily look into, verify the address, the phone number, and before you accept the payment. Shipping and billing method, always look further into transactions with different billing and shipping addresses. Provide great customer service. Sorry for the mix-up right there. Provide great customer service. Look out for invalid phone numbers from customers. This happens most of the time. When you see a different billing address and a different shipping address, take a second look. Choose a more secure payment gateway. Study your customer spending habit. Create a checklist for all transactions as they come in. I was working for a phone parts store 3 years ago, and the first sale they had was for $2,600. That was the first sale ever came in. Everybody was happy. Oh, the first sale came in. You know how we feel when we have the first sale. And I had to go back and look at that transaction over and again because it's the first one. And I don't want my client to ship their product and they don't get their money. It's gonna be it's gonna be crazy. So I look further into the address. The shipping address exists. The shipping address does not exist, but the billing address exists. The phone number is invalid. So I sent an email to the customer. Did you order this product? No reply. That's a red flag. You cannot spend $2,600 and not reply to your phone call and email in 24 hours. Of course. So further looking at that transaction, we did not capture that payment because of course we know it's going to come back as a chargeback. So these are little and easy methods that we as developers, and we can work with our client to let them understand that chargeback is part of the process, but it's not a reason not to run the whole e-commerce process for a business. We can always work around chargeback by following these methods that I outlined here. I'll take questions from here. If anyone has a question. Yeah, go ahead.
If someone signs up for a recurring payment and decides he doesn't want to recur it anymore, does he have to contact the vendor, or can he do that by himself on the website?
You mean if
I'm buying something from you,
okay,
subscription service,
right,
I want to cancel the subscription.
Right.
Can I do it by myself on the website, or do I have to contact you?
Yeah, it depends on how the website is set up. Some website we have.
Say with Stripe.
Okay, with Stripe.
Yeah.
With Stripe, you can make refund from your dashboard.
You, the customer.
The customer cannot ask for a refund from their dashboard if they don't have an account.
The customer cannot cancel a recurring payment. He has to come back to the vendor.
Yeah, they have to make a call or contact.
How about with PayPal?
PayPal, yes, it's possible for you to cancel your subscription.
The customer to
cancel. Yes.
There's a screen for him to go to cancel.
Exactly, it's possible. If the customer has a PayPal account, it's possible. But it's not possible if the customer checks out with a debit card or credit card. Without an account, there's no access for the PayPal customer dashboard. There's a customer dashboard for every PayPal user. So from there you can initiate a refund, you can dispute a transaction, you can do
I understand that. On this business with the brute force attacks,
okay.
I notice I get brute force attacks all the time.
Okay.
However, they all have different IP addresses. So how does the plugin prevent the brute force attack if they're changing
do you know the
address?
plugin you're working with? Do you have any security plugin?
I think it's security, but what happens is I see the failed login attempts, lots of them, but they all have different IP addresses.
Right, because you know the bad guys will always want to find a way around it. But what you have to do is, if you look at the IP address, they can change the IP address to try and see if they can get in with another IP address. So it's still the same people trying to get
So
into.
there's no way. Is there any way to stop a brute force attack where they keep changing the IP address?
If they keep changing the IP address,
Yeah. Is there any way to stop that?
no, you cannot stop them from trying, but you can lock your door and prevent them from coming in. Any other question?
Let's stay with the chargebacks for a minute.
Okay.
When someone does a chargeback, is there a fee from the provider,
From the provider, you mean from the
from the bank,
client?
or PayPal, or Stripe?
The bank.
No, there's no. The only cost in chargeback is that you lose everything that you hand from that transaction.
So there's no fee to the bank to cancel a charge.
There's no fee.
PayPal's been talking about that. They almost implemented it, and there was an outcry, and they put it on hold.
There is.
What they were saying they were going to do was, if I bought something on your store
Right,
for $1,000,
right.
and you got 1,000 minus the 3%,
Oh, okay.
and I returned it,
Right.
I would get the 1,000 back.
They collect it all.
You would not get the 3% back.
I see.
But that
You
is,
would be out the charge,
They charge it.
which is.
I got it.
But there was enough of an outcry that they didn't.
but right now, the way that works right now, you can make if you make a refund, you don't pay the transaction fee. I can assure you can look that up right now. If you have a chargeback and you use PayPal, you do not incur the transaction fee again, because obviously you're not making any sales. So you're refunding the total transaction fee. PayPal will also refund their own transaction fee they took from that transaction.
They will keep the, what's it, 39
No, they
cents.
do not keep it, they return it.
PayPal keeps 30 cents. It's 2.
From a chargeback?
Yes. No, from a chargeback.
No, they don't.
On the chargeback, the fee is a two-piece fee.
Oh.
Right.
It's 2.9% plus, I think, 30 cents.
Yeah.
That's the
They
transaction
keep
fee.
the 30 cents.
They keep 30 cents.
No, that's,
They were planning to keep the 2.9% plus the 30 cents. And that was gonna take effect like 6 weeks ago. And like 3 days before it was going into effect, they
Right.
said, we're gonna put this on hold.
okay,
Because, if I buy 3 $1,000 items from you,
right,
you're out $90.
right,
And if I return them, you're still out $90.
right,
And you've got nothing for it.
right, of course.
Any other questions?
Any other questions?
Awesome. Thank you.
All right.